What's up, guys? Chris with CT Golf Reviews here. Welcome to Season 2. I'm starting out this season at Western Hills Golf Course here in Waterbury, Connecticut. It's the sister course to East Mountain on the other side of town. I'm excited. We've got some great things happening this season. Let's get out there and play our round. Western Hills Golf Course, just off of Straits Turnpike, or Route 63 for the locals, and about a mile away from the border of Middlebury and Waterbury. It's a public golf course. It's owned by the city and the sister course to East Mountain. It's got 18 holes. It's a par 72 course, and its length is 6,427 yards. It's got a slope of 125 and a rating of 71.1. Constructed in 1960, Al Zikorus, Stephen K., William F. Gordon, and Doug Smith set out to make a course that is available all year round and challenges everyone from amateurs to professionals. I would suggest going to the pro shop and getting some tips and tricks to play your best round at Western Hills. The cart paths are falling apart in some spots. Got to remember, good cart path gives you a good part of your... Wow, Jesus Christ. Good cart path gives you a good part of your score. And, not liking this so far. Okay, it looks like I'm going to top every ball I hit today. Oh, come back. Come back. Oh, that's doable. That's doable. That's on the green, bro. Yeah, you know, start out with an 8. It's only the first review of the season, and I start out with an 8. It's okay. Hey, let's go get old Reliable. I can't do that to him. Oh my God, are you kidding me, bro? Views are pretty good. I like a course where every once in a while you could just look out and think about life and stuff, you know? Oxford Greens is like right over this way. We're actually really close to it. If I top one more in shot, I try not to swear on this channel, but it might happen today if I keep topping these shots. That's a cart path. I could see the lip of the cart path like right over there, right where my finger is, but this... Oh, I will say that little red pole right there is a nice touch. It's actually a target, so that way you can see from the hill all the way down there, because it's a pretty steep hill. Good on them. So I'm going to try a couple of different things this year. First off, I'm not playing from the tips anymore because, I mean, let's face it, that's a rookie move right there, playing from the tips. Granted, I did shoot my lowest score from the tips, and that was at Pequabic, and that was an 86. But I've been playing a lot at Hot Brook, which is basically my home course right now. And I've been taking lessons, and I've been kind of working on my game, my swing, my follow-through, and unfortunately, nothing is really showing in this video because I'm topping everything I hit, and yeah, I'm not really playing the best. That's okay. I'm also considering not including difficulty in my rating because what does that have to do with the course? Now that I had somebody bring that up to me over the winter. They're like, everybody plays differently. This one course could be really easy for somebody else. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So difficulty, I'm going to include it, but I'm not going to rate it. I'm not going to include it in my course, like my actual final rating. So scenery and staff are still going to be in there. The course layout is still going to be in there, but I'm going to cut out difficulty. Oh, okay, okay. Get up there. I'll take that. I will take that. You're also going to notice there's no leaves on the trees, and I probably released this around mid-May when, you know, spring is in full season. So I started reviewing these courses about mid-April. I wanted to get a lot of things out of the way so that way I can get more time in to review different courses. And I also am going to start doing course vlogs, which I have also started filming. So that explains why there's no leaves on the trees. So it's not like I'm a magician or anything and can just make the weather change, you know? Bad bounce put it into the other fairway, but I think I can get this out of here. That's about an 8-iron shot, maybe a hard 9-iron. So we got a nice downhill par 3. You can't see the pin, but it's just off to the right in the front of the green. And I'm going to try to get within 10 feet of it. Could you imagine? Nope, I sliced it. Come down, come down. That's all right. I can work with that. All Reliable likes to be clean. By the way, you like the grip? Look at that nice grip on All Reliable that I got. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, oh, that was a good one. I take that back. I take that back. That was a horrible shot. And it's in a situation like this where I wonder, what would Phil do? I see a window. I've hit every goddamn tree on this golf course. I will have one good, decent shot before this video ends today. Oh, good. I told you I'd have one good shot. That was a great flop shot. So the round's half over, and I'm playing so horribly that I actually have to piece together shots that are doable so I could show you guys a decent video of me playing. Otherwise, the clips of the course that I've got, yeah, I can use those. That's just about all I can use. But it's me. It's not the course. It's me. I'm horrible at this. I think I've gotten worse over the past couple of months. I don't know why. I thought I was doing good at the very end of the season last year, but I guess not. So, oh well. Course, though, it's a pretty decent course. There are some things that I will talk about at the very end that I would change. But, you know, the scenery, it's very nice. The difficulty it's a fairly decent, course when it comes to difficulty. So let's keep going. Let me try and save this round because I'm already 100 over in the first half. So I'm not even trying to play. I just want to get a good review out of the course. Oh, that's looking good. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wow, I actually hit it on the damn green. Look at that. I'll take a par. Well, that first half sucked, I'll be honest. Let's see if I could. I want at least 2 pars and the back 9. I got a par, the last hole on the first, so number 9, I got a par. I want 2 pars on the back 9. Can we do it? If we can, hit the like and follow. Are you kidding me? This hole's pretty interesting. So the tee box is here, right? You hit, and it looks like it just drops off the end. It's literally because it does. So there's a water hazard right at the very end of this, and the hole is actually just off to the left. So you have to hit short and then hit over. So let's see what I can. I'll probably use a 7 or a 6 iron off of the tee. Let's try it. Going with a 5 iron. That's the straightest shot you'll see all season. It is starting to rain. I don't think I've ever done a course review in the rain before. Actually, I did, Timberland. But it started raining and then it stopped. So this actually might end in the rain. Who knows? Oh, get it. Get it. So yes, it started raining. I'm taking shelter underneath this little barn thingy. I'm playing probably the worst I've played all year. I'm not even going to count my score at the end of the game. But I will say, despite me golfing like an actual pile of dog feces, I can say that the course it's a pretty decent course. The difficulty, you know, there are some parts that are easy, there are some parts that are hard. The greens are not really helping me. I could say that much right now. The greens are not the easiest. It's like, it's weird. They're not slow, but they're not fast. And I feel like they push the ball in a certain direction, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I really can't. The fairways are very well trimmed. The rough is about the same as the fairways, and that's the one complaint I've got right now, is there are some parts where I can't really differentiate the fairways from the rough, and there's plenty of water. Well, obviously it's falling from the sky. There's plenty of hazards that you can work with, so it definitely does make your game a little dynamic. So I do like the layout of the course. The layout, it runs through hills, you know. I like how it's not necessarily back and forth, but it's not going to get you lost at the same time. The thing that I really like, though, was that hole that's got the water like dead center, and then the hole is actually off to the left-hand side. I think that's pretty interesting. It's definitely a different take on a hazard. You don't see that too often. So it's a difficult course, yes, but that's only because I'm playing, like, again, literal dog feces. So I can't really say too much against that. I will, on the other hand, say that I wish the cart paths were a little bit better. Gotta remember, I take cart paths into consideration when I rate courses. All right, we're just about to tee off on the 18th hole. Before I do, you guys know the deal. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell just so you can get the notifications every time I make a new review video. I gotta say, my game is definitely rusty, and we're gonna talk about that when we get back. But let's finish off this course. Let's finish off this final hole, and let's get on with the review. Go. On the green in 2. Holy crap, it's a miracle. Oh. And look at that. I am absolutely A-okay with ending this game with a par. That's right, Rockstar. All right, time to get back and do the final review. You know, to say that I played like garbage is an understatement today, and I'll tell you why I'm a little upset about it. I've been playing at Hop Brook almost religiously lately. I've even been taking lessons from their pro, and absolutely nothing that I've been learning has showed today. I've been learning how to control my iron swings, my positioning, my ball placement, and where it is on at my feet, and I've been learning how to control my drives and the height and everything and read greens, and I did absolutely none of that today. I also want to let you guys know too that there is a huge difference between playing golf just to have fun and play it, and reviewing a golf course and having to carry around filming equipment, because I learned something last year, and that is some people don't really want to see that you're putting videos together. They just want you to hit the ball and move on. And there's a huge difference between, sitting there thinking about your shot, approaching it, hitting it, moving on. There's a difference between that and setting up your camera, making sure the camera's straight, making sure the camera's level, making sure that the tripod's not going to fall over, going over to your shot, analyzing it, processing what you're going to do, picking a club, hitting the shot, going back to the camera, making sure that you hit the record button, and when you did, you turn the camera off, and you take the tripod and put it back onto the golf cart, and there's a bunch of different things that have to go in with it, and it kind of takes up a little bit more time than I would like it to. Unfortunately, unless I had a camera guy, it's not going to be any quicker. So that's that. But I also want to say that I am thinking about doing the reviews a little differently, and I'm going to explain it to you as I go along with this. So, in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you like Season 1's version of the reviews, or do you like Season 2's version of the reviews? I'm not going to include difficulty in my ratings anymore, because somebody told me in the comments in one video last season that, yeah, maybe the course is easier for somebody else than it is for me. Or maybe, maybe I happen to blow through the course and somebody had a lot more difficult time with it. And they're going in judging the course. Oh, man, he gave the difficulty an 8. It's going to be really hard. And it turns out to not be hard, And they're right. It doesn't really make sense to do that. So I'm going to rate the difficulty in my opinion, but I'm not going to include it in the final score, which I also don't have written down. So when I think of a score for the course, that's when you guys are going to hear it, because I don't have a score yet. So let's talk about the course. So let's talk about my experience. I'm going to give the difficulty a 6. On a good day. Today it was really rainy. The ground was a little. It was wet. I have played there on a really decent day, and I will say that when you're playing there on a good day, and you're playing there when it's not wet and it's not windy and you're not threatening downpours and stuff, it actually plays pretty decently. The one thing that I don't remember about this course, though, was the greens being the way that they were. It's not that they were fast, and it's not that they were slow, but I feel like no matter where I would putt towards the hole, the ball would go off in a different direction. It was really hard to read them. And I also noticed that the grass was bent downwards, so I had to try to figure out, because that seemed to be pushing my ball off to a certain side. So I had to take that into consideration as well. The course is also very hilly, and that comes into play, especially when you have to hit a shot above or below your feet. So when you have to work with the terrain and the hardness of the ground and the wetness of the ground, Yeah, on some days it might be a little bit more difficult. On regular days, maybe not so much. So in my opinion, if I had to come up with a difficulty rating, it would be a 6. But that's not going to be in the final score. The staff is amazing. The staff for both the pro shop and the restaurant, every time I have talked to them, they've been good to me. It's a very quick in and out thing. I did try calling earlier so that way I could get a tea time, but they didn't answer. But they were okay with me just walking in. I explained, like, hey, yeah, I wasn't able to get a hold of you guys. I'm like, yeah, no, that's fine. Took my payment. They're like, take a cart. There's no starter. Just go. Have fun. So I'm going to give the staff a 7. I'll give the staff a 7. Maybe, you know, if I had a more of an interaction with them for longer, maybe it would have affected the score as well. But I can say a 7 would be a good score for the staff. The scenery is another one that I had to consider when I was rating the courses, because there's some days where you go, like, for example, today I played and there's no leaves on the trees and the grass is pretty damp and it was raining. There's other days where you'll go and it'll be full, you know, foliage on the trees, and maybe it'll be sunny and it'll look different. The grass would look a little different. The greens would look a little different, you know? But again, I am going to rate it because this is my own opinion. I'm going to give the scenery a 7 as well. I think that there are certain parts of the course itself that look very, very beautiful. I think that there are certain parts of the course that are a little bland. I think that maybe if I was playing in nicer weather, it would have had a little bit more of an effect. The last time I played there, it was sunny. So I'm also considering that as I'm talking about, you know, today. I also would say that you can't really judge the course off of the shots that I take. As much as I try to get good shots of the course, everybody has their own perspective. Like, something that I might think is really nice, somebody else would probably be like, well, you know, maybe if there were more flowers there. Or something that I, you know, think they could change, somebody would look at it and be like, wow, man, that's really, really cool looking. One thing that stuck out to me, though, was the fact that, you know, because it's called Western Hills and it's on a hill and it's a hilly course, there's certain parts of the course that give you a great view of the mountain that's on the other side of it's almost like a valley almost. But you can actually see the electrical plant that's right next to Oxford Greens. So it just gives you an idea of how close you are. There's also some spots where you can see the Straits Turnpike that's right there. There's some spots where you're just looking at hills. There's some spots where you look out and you can see the rest of the course and it looks really pretty. Like the first hole, the first tee box is literally just goes over a little, you know, ditch. That's what I call it, because then you've got power lines, which I have to admit, I'm kind of happy that I duffed the first shot, because I would not have wanted to hit a ball into those power lines. You know, my luck, something weird would happen. Scenery, I'm going to give a 7 as well. So I'll also give them this. They keep the course very clean. There were trash cans on every tee box. There was barely any garbage anywhere on the course. I mean, there was probably maybe 1 or 2 beer cans. I think that's all I saw. They do a very good job at keeping the restaurant portion very nice looking. The green out in front of the building looks very nice and upkept. There's some flowers there. The spot that's around the putting green is very nice. The pro shop is clean. I gotta give them credit. They do a great job at making this place look good from the start. So, scenery gets a 7. Layout, I gotta give a 6, mainly because there are certain spots of the course that get flooded, and unfortunately, it messes with the tee boxes, and it messes with some of the fairway. Kind of a road, like, I don't know what's going on with their cart paths, but I don't know if some of the wet spots have something to do with that, but there were no decent cart paths here, I will say that. There were cart paths, but, I mean, you need a monster truck in order to go over them, and you hit the bumps, and you're feeling it. I mean, literally feeling it. You're like, oh, geez, I got to brace for this. You know, my opinion, if you have crappy cart paths, invest in better carts. Like, put some suspension on those. Put a 4-inch lift on them, you know what I mean? So that was something that I really had to work around. Also, because it's very hilly, there are certain spots where you're like, am I going to flip this cart if I go this like, wrong way? So I do take things like that into consideration. As far as the actual course goes, though, I do like the fact that the greens are the size that they are. The pits, the sand traps and everything are put in they're tricky spots, but they're not too bad. I did get caught in a couple of them. And the sand was actually a little bit more difficult to get out of than I thought it would be, but I think the rain also affected that as well. I do like how a majority of the shots were just straightforward shots. There are some dog legs, but nothing too bad. The only real severe dog leg is the 12th hole where you hit and there's like the pond right there and then the holes off to the side. But even then, I don't really know if you could consider that a dog leg. I don't even know what that would be. That's one of those shots you just lay up and kind of hope for the best. Some long par 5s, some long par long par 3s. No, actually the par 3s are pretty decent. Long par 4s, except for the last one. The last one was drivable par 4 and I almost did it. So, as far as the layout of the course, I would say I give it a 6 as well. The only thing I don't like is the first hole. That's really it. I don't like the fact that you gotta hit through a power line. I can do without that. I don't know why they designed the course that way. That's your first hole, and that's it. Like, the first hole is a good impression. Just remember that. So I guess it's time to give the course its actual rating. And like I said, this is the first time I'm thinking of the course final rating. You guys are hearing it the first time I think of it. So I think after my experience today, I think after the round that I played, which, look, I played like dog crap, okay? But I can't judge them for that. That's me. After my experience today, after my round, with everything taken into consideration, I'm going to give Western Hills a 6.4. 6.4. I would recommend it. Guys, if you're ever in the area, go check it out. It is a public golf course. It's a decent golf course. It's kept up by the city of Waterbury. As I said in the beginning, it's the sister course to East Mountain. In my opinion, I think East Mountain is better. But that's just me. It's my review channel. I can tell you what I think. If you like what you see, guys, definitely subscribe to my channel, CT Golf Reviews. I accept everybody who subscribes and is interested in what I'm doing. Also, if you want to do any collaborations, I know that there's golf channels out there. Maybe we could get together and do something. Get me onto your home course, and maybe I can review your home course with you. Well, that wraps it up, everybody. Thank you for watching. I hope that you liked the video. I'm Chris with CT Golf Reviews. Thank you for tuning in for the first video of Season 2. I'll see you on the next course review.